Three things that I want to lead off with. Thing one. I said this when I hosted the final, I believe it was, I don't know, the Houston Astros, somewhere in there. I said that if you didn't think this was a playoff series, then you don't follow baseball or you don't know much about baseball. I didn't think necessarily Thursday and Friday had that playoff vibe to it, but it did have it tonight. Thing number two. The last time I hosted this show, it was coming off of the NOLA performance where it was just nastiness, playoff NOLA, whatever you want to say. Well, tonight, I got the double dip, man. I got the nasty wheeler. I got the fire wheeler. I got the playoff wheeler. So I've been a lucky man over the last two times hosting the Phightins Final. And good evening, Phillies fans, and welcome back to the said Phightins Final here on the Edge of Philly Sports with your boy MattyB on the call. And again, 3-0. 3-0 playoff vibe, playoff buzz. What a game. Just really what a game between two teams that are definitely fighting each other for NL East dominance. The Phillies tonight with the win guaranteed them no less than a series split. So that means they'll leave this series at a minimum the same way they came in. So you gotta chalk that up as a W. And I said this earlier in the week. I said they had to come in here and get at least a split. They could not lose 3 out of 4, and they definitely could not get swept, and they did not. Hopefully tomorrow with NOLA, we can get the 3 out of 4, but that's not going to be easy with the rookie Brave pitching phenom going opposite him. But the Phillies definitely put themselves in a position tonight, 3-0, where this game had everything. Had the long ball. It had the home run taken away ball. Two masterful plays out in center field. One by Rojas, which looked kind of silly. I mean, the guy kind of put his glove up and prayed to God that it fell in there. And then the other play by Michael Harris Jr., where he climbed over the wall, put his entire upper torso over the wall, and made the catch, robbing Austin Hayes of the home run late. Might be my candidate for catch of the year. Actually, might be my candidate for catch of the decade. That was all kinds of sick out there in center field. And you had dominant pitching on both sides. Max Fried pitched to Jem. The Phillies were able to just get to him the way they get to a lot of teams when nothing else is working. They resort to the long ball. And Zach Wheeler was playoff Zach Wheeler. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I wish he would have saved it for a month from now. But I hope we can see more of this moving forward. But it was definitely a playoff atmosphere down there at CBP, and the Phillies came away with the win. Jordan chiming in with that. Let's go Phillies. I was there. Really? So you can then verify, Jordan. I mean, what we were all hearing on the national broadcast, by the way, what a way for Fox to get a little cheap pre-playoff baseball action tonight, right? So, Jordan, you can verify whether or not that had a playoff vibe because it sure as hell sounded like it. They were hanging on every pitch. They were hanging on every play. It was definitely edge of your seat, standing room only type stuff. And Jordan, can you please verify that? Because it sure looked and sounded like that to me. Mission accomplished, Steve. It is at a minimum. The Phillies will walk away with a split. We'll walk away with a 5-game lead in the NL East, but we have a chance. And again, this is where it comes to Rob Thompson's managing style. We don't have day-night, or we don't have night-day tomorrow. We have night-night. We got the ESPN game tomorrow night. So there's no reason, JT has the night off, right? There's no reason to go with your Sunday lineup because you have Monday off. Labor Day, right? They don't play Labor Day this year. So there's no reason not to go out there tomorrow with NOLA and put the pedal to the metal and get the 3 out of 4 from the Braves and stop managing like it's April. Tomorrow is officially September. We have made it through the month of August, mercifully, for this team. 15-13, by the way, for the month. Now it's time to put the pedal to the metal. You got NOLA tomorrow. You got night after night, not day after night. You got night after night. Put the pedal to the metal. Let's walk away from this 7 games up instead of 5. And so we're saying it was Wheeler's 100th career win. Yep, it was. And what a way to get it in front of a raucous playoff-like atmosphere at CBP. And he pitched a gem. He pitched every penny worth the contract he got from the Phillies. 100%. Harris's catch may have been one of the best ever, the fence catches I've ever seen in a long time. I'm telling you, Steve, what is it? It's Bo Jackson running up the fence. It's, anything Griffey's ever done. It might be the best center field over the fence catch I've ever seen. Except Jose Canseco's off the top of his head. That wasn't necessarily over the fence, but no, it was sick, man. And again, I'm not taking away anything from Rojas, but Rojas was a spray and pray, man. He threw his glove up in the air. Now they made it sound like on the telecast, oh, that was, he's calm and cool. No, man, I think he just tossed his glove up in the air and said, please, God, please let the ball fall in there. Harris took some skill. Harris defied gravity. Harris went against the laws of physics to make that play. Absolutely, Steve. My candidate for catch of the year, my candidate for catch of the decade, and maybe, as you said eloquently, candidate for catch ever in center field. Is it better than the Mays over the shoulder catch? Yeah, probably not. But it's up there, man. It is up there. And then Sauer says this Nola versus Siebenbach. Yeah, the phenom, the rookie phenom for the Braves is going to get the start. He befuddled the Phillies last time out, by the way, and he'll have an opportunity tomorrow to try to get the split for the Braves. And Nola, of course, will have the opportunity, if Rob Thompson allows him, by putting out a proper lineup, to get 3 out of 4. They need to get Estevez comfortable on the home mound. He has me concerned the way he keeps coming down on. Well, listen, I agree. It wasn't really if we're going to resort to like testing the dirt and the soil for his landing spots, isn't that something he should have worked out years ago as he was progressing as a pitcher? I'm not in the business of blaming the soil or the turf. I'm not blaming that. I didn't see Wheeler having a problem out there. Sure as hell didn't see Max Fried having a problem out there. It might be something that Estevez needs to work out with, maybe mentally. Again, Steve, I'm not blaming the turf or the dirt at Citizen Bank Park. This is the most excited about a Phightins I've seen Matty at Money. Yeah, it's because it was really one of them games. It was a playoff appetizer. It wets your whistle. And the way the season has gone, Steve, and as well as anybody that I have not been the biggest, or I shouldn't say the biggest, but the most patient person when it came to this team as it really kind of slugged its way through mid-June, all of July, and all of August. I haven't been the most patient person. Now, I said that if they would have gotten at least the split, that I would commit myself to being back. I don't know if I want to do that yet. I don't know if I want to do that yet because I still think there's still baseball and lots of meaningful baseball left to play, and this thing could still go off the rails. Are they showing a little bit more consistency? Are they showing me that the dog will hunt? Are they showing me they got a pulse? Absolutely, Steve. But I have my trepidations about this team still going forward. But you got to be impressed with the way they've played over the past week at the minimum. Going into Kansas City and taking 2 out of 3. Taking 3 out of 3 from the Astros. And then now, at a very minimum, getting a 4-game split with the Braves. It was that 13-game gauntlet. It's a lot better than the last 22 game, or was it 22? Yeah. 7-15, is that 22? Yeah. That last 22 game gauntlet they went through. So I'm curious. I'm intrigued. Am I back? I don't know. MattyB, great pitching defense tonight. Let's get one more. Yeah, Mike, all around. It was a great game for the Phillies. Again, we're going to get into the box score here momentarily. There are still some things to be concerned about, which we'll address. But the main things, the team things, the team efforts, the pitching, the defense, getting the offense from where tonight was the unlikely source of Armando Sosa in for Stott. You know, I got to give Rob Thompson credit too. I mean, I hate analytics, and he ran analytics tonight by putting Stott out there, or by putting Sosa in for Stott, and it worked. Absolutely 100% worked. You know, the triple or the double that turned into a triple when Wilson went home, obviously was probably the play that sent the top off of Citizen Bank Park, that really got the fans into it. You know, kudos to Dusty Woffman for, you know, I haven't really said Dusty's name at all this year. Is that a good thing? It might be. But kudos for the aggressive base running, especially with a guy like Wilson, who doesn't necessarily look like he sets the world ablaze when he runs, but they were damned to try to get a run there. So, you know, again, playoff baseball, this is what it was tonight. And maybe I'm more excited about playoff baseball and about September baseball than I am about necessarily about the Phillies. But this was if you never watched a baseball game in your life ever before tonight, and somebody sat you down in front of a TV and put this game on, I guarantee you you're hooked. If there's anybody out there that fits that description, please chime in, because I guarantee you that would hook you into the sport to see a game like that with that type of atmosphere, that type of electricity. That was the game that gets you hooked. Now, does it get you hooked as a Phillies fan? Yeah, it might, but it definitely gets you hooked as a baseball fan. So, one for the ages tonight. One of the games that, and again, the appetizer thing, playoff baseball's coming, man. We're going to get the real thing in about a month. But tonight definitely got you all intrigued, right? Got you all the curiosity peaked, man. Yeah, this is what October baseball feels like. And it's been a long time. It's a whole year almost removed from the last time we experienced it. And that's why it's so special, playoff baseball. One, is not guaranteed. Two, it's like this, like tonight's game. You don't even have time to sit down and enjoy your hot dog or your beer or fill out your latest fan vlog on Junior Marte, Big Al. You don't even have time to do any of that stuff because you're so intrigued with the action happening in front of you. So, again, playoff baseball maybe won the game tonight for me overall, but obviously the Phillies winning was huge. Star Wars says Canola pitch a gem tomorrow. If he continues to do what he did last time out, meaning working those corners of the plate, working the lower edges of the plate, keeping the ball away from the middle of the plate, then we will be okay, Star Wars. And we'll know early on, obviously, within the first 3 innings, whether or not he's working that stuff. What is more impressive catch, Harris or the Braves catching this L? It's Harris, 100% Marshawn. Marshawn, the Harris catch was one of the greats that I've ever seen. It might be the best I've ever seen live. You know, Bo Jackson running up the wall. I didn't see that live. I saw that on highlights. But this might be the best I've ever seen. This is the best I've ever saw live. And I'm going to put it in there in the top 5 of baseball. I'm sorry. It was that. I mean, look at what he did. Tracking that thing, going up and over the wall. Half his body was over the wall. And he tracked the ball all the way into his glove the entire way. The best was the slow-mo of the Phillies bullpen. I don't know who that was warming up, but he's watching, and then as soon as the catch is made, he just turns back around and starts warming up again. I mean, you know they all wanted to be like, damn, because I would have. That was that good. And Steve was talking about Janikowski's catch last night with the Royals. Yeah, I saw that on Sports Center or something last night. Yeah, I saw that. That was a really good one too. Really good one by former Philly Travis Janikowski. Is it a winning streak? Well, I mean, one game. It's not really a winning streak. We got to get a couple more. Lou Brown says it's 3, so we got to get 2 more. But we got to take them. Definitely got to take them game by game. You also fair weather fans if you need to be convinced to go all in. No, I disagree. Absolutely. I think it's quite the opposite. It's the fair weathers that jump in just willy-nilly. It's the ones who've been tested It's the ones that have been through the gates of hell. It's the ones that have constantly come back only to get slapped in the face. They're the ones that you got to convince. They're the ones that you got to bring back to the fold with games like this. You don't win 2 world championships in 145 years worth of existence without getting a couple scars along the way, Marshawn. So I think it's quite the opposite. It's the soft fans. It's the ones that want to wish that everything is perfect, all sunny in Philadelphia at all times. You're the ones that give us a bad name. Nah. Don't tell me I'm soft. I've died with this team year in and year out. Died with them. 93. 83. 09. 10. 11. Nah, you ain't going that way with me, man. No. You got to walk in the shoes that I've been in. And then you can make a comment like that, a ridiculous comment. It's the real fans that have been through hell and keep coming back. But they're also the fans you got to bring back. That's my opinion. Great pitching tonight, Wheeler. Noah, you're next up. Let's pound this Schwellenbach guy and make him eat his words. He's been having a great rookie season, Jeff. With this team, the Atlanta Braves, the way they are, and, we're about, 2 weeks away for Al, trying to sign on as a DH with the Braves. You got to take it where you can get it. And this Schwellenbach guy has done a great job. He's been a diamond in the rough. And sometimes out of these types of adversities, these things happen. And now they find themselves a potential pitcher going forward into next season. Don't look past him. Don't look past the Braves tomorrow. Again, it's going to be more interesting for me to see what the attitude of the manager is heading into tomorrow night's game. Is he going to look at it like Game 4 of the National League, divisional series light? Is he going to look at it like that? Or is he going to look at it as, okay, we've gotten the split. Let's focus now on our day off on Monday and our Canadian trip, on Tuesday and Wednesday up at Toronto. Is he going to look at it like that? Or is he going to look at it as an opportunity to take a stranglehold back over on the NL East? There's no excuse tomorrow for Rob Thompson in giving us his typical Sunday lineup. There is absolutely no excuse. They don't play till tomorrow night. And they have Monday off. So I don't want to see anybody sitting for load management, program loss, all that nonsense. They got to put out the lineup that's going to give them the best chance with Nola to take that third game out of 4. Rob Thompson's got to start managing like his life depends on it. And like the season depends on it. And this was one of those series that we talked about earlier in the week that's going to tell a lot about Rob Thompson and how he views, I guess, the Phillies' positioning in the NL East and overall in the playoff race. Because if we lose our grasp on the NL East, there's no guarantee we're making the playoffs. Everyone's railing our ass. So Rob Thompson's got to start managing like that. He's got to start managing like that. And there's no excuse tomorrow. There's no, JT can't play because it's a day game after a night game. There's no, I want to make sure that everybody's fresh for the week because you have Monday off. You have Labor Day off. It's the day of labor free, right? For all you day jobbers out there, you're off Monday. So there's no excuse here. Rob Thompson's got to go out and play this game and manage this game like almost his career was riding on it. But We'll wait and see. Let's focus back in on this game. Let's head over. Oh, by the way, did I say this show was brought to you by the good folks over at Dolan's, the Cherry Injury Law Group, Sherry's Tickets, and Philly Sports Trips? If I didn't, I am saying it now. Box score time. The Braves would finish with no runs on 6 hits and no errors. Phillies 3 runs, 5 hits, but they did commit an error tonight. Offensively for the Phillies, listen, there are some concerns. The one name that I haven't talked about much this year about being inconsistent has all of a sudden become inconsistent. and that's Kyle Schwarber. 0 for 3 tonight with a walk. He did get on base once. Batting average that was once an illustrious 259. I thought I saw it at its zenith. Has now plummeted down to 238 as he continues to scuffle at the wrong time of the year. Trey Turner, 1 for 4, but that one was a huge one. It was a home run. He did strike out 2 more times. With all the problems that Turner's been having, he still is batting at a illustrious 299. I think it was Mike who said it last night on his show on the post game. We need more. We need more, and I agree. We do. He's not getting paid league minimum to be here. He's getting one of those mega deals. He's considered a face of a franchise. He's considered one of the core members, one of the people that we need to help us carry us to a World Series championship. We need more from Trey Turner. But he came up big when we needed him. He got that insurance run. You know what I'm saying? At the time, it made the lead 2-0, which I'll take. But hopefully he continues to battle his way out of there. Mr. Harper, 0 for 4 with the strikeout. JT 0 for 3 with the strikeout. Austin Hayes, 2 for 3. A masterful, otherworldly catch away from going 3 for 3 and a home run. But Austin Hayes snake bit, and he tipped his cap, as he should have, because that was that kind of a play. Weston Wilson was 0 for 2, but he did walk and came around and scored that run. Bryce Stott came back in later as a defensive replacement, did not get a chance to at bat. And then my offensive player of the night, Amundo Sosa, 2 for 2 with a run, a homer, a huge homer to get things going, and an RBI. And then Rojas 0 for 3. For the Braves, there was a whole bunch of offers. You got Merrifield, who had a hit. Soler had a hit. Diarmando had a hit. And Michael Harris had a hit. And Loreno had a hit. So, and then Urshela had a hit as well. So, Wheeler kept them guessing all freaking night. As far as the aforementioned Zach Wheeler, 7 very strong, dominant Zach Wheeler innings, 4 hits, no runs, no walks, struck out 7, 96 pitches over 7 innings. I can live with that a lot better than I can 96 pitches in 5 innings. So his stuff was working. Jeff Hoffman came in, pitched an inning of relief, and then Estevez comes in that 9th, as Steve mentioned. He was a little hairy. Somebody compared him a little bit to Mitch Williams. I don't quite get those vibes, but maybe Hector Neris vibes from this guy. 1 inning, and I'm not blaming the dirt. I'm not going to blame the dirt. 1 inning, gave up a hit, and he struck out 2. Max Fried went 7 as well. Gets the loss here, but pitched a gem himself. 5 hits, 3 runs. They were earned, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. It might have been the walks that were the difference here, and of course the 2 home runs that Fried surrendered. And Chavez came in as well for the Braves in an inning of relief. The scoring summary: Sosa would get it all started in the 3rd with that left center shot to make it 1-0. Then Turner in the 6th, making it 2-0. And then Sosa took the top off of Citizen Bank Park with it's scored a double, but he moved the 3rd when Wilson scored. So there you had the scoring summary: 3-0. The Phillies, though, on the night, they left 4 runners on base. They were 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. And they did ground out into 2 more double plays, which is starting to creep up there with their grounding out in double plays. They had a stretch of 7 straight games where they had grounded into a double play. Broken, I think, the other night. They hadn't grounded into one in the last, I think, 2 or 3 games. But now they made up for that tonight by grounding into 2 double plays. The Braves left 7. They were 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. It did not ground into any double plays. And there you have 4-0 or 3-0 Phillies. Huge win. Let's check the NL East, or the standings in general. The Phillies, with the win tonight, have pushed that lead back up to 6. The Mets are 8.5 back. Nationals 19. I mean, you can go for the rest of that. In the wild card in the National League, real quick, let's look at it. Diamondbacks still holding service with that number 1 seed. They're a half a game over the Padres, and the Braves, the number 3 wild card right now, but the Mets are only 2 behind them, and the Cubs are only 4 behind them. As things have begun to separate a little bit. The Cardinals now are 6 off the pace, and the Giants as well are 6, and then everybody else pretty much is done. But big win tonight by the Phillies. I mean, I cannot say how big of a win it was for them. Star Wars says Turner needed that. Yeah, he needed that home run. Yeah, I agree. I was not a fan of Sir Anthony trade, but Hayes is gaining back his form and can lengthen the lineup exactly how he needs it to be. I'm not going to go there yet, Steve. Listen, Sir Anthony was it Sir Anthony and Soto in that trade? Or was it just Sir Anthony? Anyway, either one of them. I could care less if they got traded. I'm not a big fan of Austin Hayes. Listen, I'm not a fan of any man who doesn't wear batting gloves. I don't care. And I'm not talking about the sliding gloves and the oven mitt and all that nonsense. The man doesn't wear any batting gloves, man. I don't know, dude. I just, I don't know. I get a mental problem with that. He doesn't wear any batting gloves. You know, I don't know. That's just nitpicking, but I don't know. We'll see. I thought there was better hitters available out there without breaking the bank. You know, the Phillies could have done a better job of bringing somebody in. Maybe if you brought him in the offseason and we had a whole season to work with them, yeah, but again, these are the reasons why I'm not completely back in, is because I'm just not buying in on some of this talent right now, and we'll see. But it was good that he's had a couple of these games recently, which is very good because we're going to need this. Again, the clock is ticking, man. We're a month away, so we're going to need that. David says, hi from Virginia Cup soccer tournament in Richmond. Go Phillies and go Union. All right, Dave's checking out some Virginia Cup soccer tournament action in Richmond. I lived in right outside of Richmond for 2 years. Yeah, I did. Hopewell, Colonial Heights. Spent a lot of time in Midlothian, Richmond. Pretty cool area down there. Really good sushi. Have you guys ever been to a Sushi King restaurant where you go in and it's all you can eat sushi all night long for like $17 a person? If you're a sushi fan, I don't think there's any in the Delaware Valley. It's called Sushi King. I'm giving them a shameless plug, but it's amazing. It's an amazing place. And I was turned on to them down in Virginia when I lived there for 2 years. So it made me think of Sushi King. But thanks for tuning in, Dave. He was really impressive live. And yeah, it was great. It was a great play. Matty ate his Wheaties today and took his dextromorph. I don't know what the hell that is. What is dextromorph? Is that like an amphetamine? I did not. I've been working all damn day. Get him. I followed this team since 2016. Lots of highs and lows. Thank you, Jeff. See, you ain't going to come in here soft my ass. Every year in my life, it ain't only ended great over us in Philly 08 and 17. I've also been in all the weather. We roll out off our... okay, listen. I get what you're saying, Marshawn, but, you made it sound like are not justified in that criticism or doubt, especially when it comes to the baseball team. Again, the track record says it itself. 2 world championships in 140 some odd years of existence. I've lived and died with this team. And then try being indoctrinated into the fan base in 1980. Try being a young kid in 1980. Watching the Phillies win a World Series, the Eagles go to the Super Bowl. The Flyers were only about this point 4 or 5 years removed from back-to-back Stanley Cups. Sixers were a dominant powerhouse and would go on and win it all 3 years later in 83. Try being indoctrinated into the Philadelphia sports landscape then, just to see it all and then be this. All right? So don't like lump us all in and say that because we're critical and because we have a voice about negativity or not. It's not even about being negative. It's about wanting the best. It's about wanting to win. And that's been my shtick the whole time. It's about being the Kansas City goddamn Chiefs. Being the dynasty in football. Being the 27 world champion New York Yankees. Being that dynasty in baseball. It's always about winning with me. And I'm so tired of having to defend myself because I won't accept losing. That's what's soft about the fan base right now, is that they accept losing and they don't want to put winning at the highest level of priority. So don't call me soft, and I'm not saying you're calling me soft, but don't call those of us who have been battle tested living through this nightmare. And again, I don't know how old you are, Marshawn. I got a lot of respect for you. You're a good guy. But I imagine you're one of the Andy Reid and beyond Eagle fans, that you don't remember what it was like before Andy Reid. You don't remember the back end of Vermeil. You don't remember Marion Campbell. You don't remember the savior that Buddy Ryan was to this town. You don't understand how much of a savior he was. What he did for this organization. What he did for the Eagles. He put the nastiness back in this football team. Yeah, they didn't win anything under him, but boy, they returned. And they came back, and what he started, others ran with. You didn't endure Rich Kotite or Ray Rhodes. You didn't live through that stuff and have to sit there and take it from everybody year after year. You get a little jaded when that stuff happens, man. And you want to win. And you want to win. You want to win so bad you crave it. That's what it's like. So I will never, ever sit here and try to justify my takes because I want to win, and I want to win at all costs at all times. And I don't accept losing. And I'm tired of accepting losing. I'm tired of saying, well, woulda, coulda, shoulda. We deserve the best. We deserve to be the best. Always. That's me in a nutshell. No split, a series win. Ellis, I agree, and let's hope the manager manages like that. Let's hope he goes at this like that. I agree. Any update on Bohm, Jeff? I have no update on Bohm. I literally just came in about an hour ago. No, I have nothing. Absolutely nothing. I know you got Weston Wilson playing third tonight. Obviously, that worked out. But no, I got nothing on Bohm. I would imagine he's probably, I don't know. Is it beyond the realm of possibility that he doesn't play in the rest of the series? Yeah, and then they give him the day off Monday, and then we go from there. I maybe a bone bruise is the last I'd heard was a bone bruise, I guess. Thompson going back home this week. Yeah, he is. Going back to Toronto. Canada's favorite son. Thompson should sit himself tomorrow if he intends to see. I agree. Marshawn, I agree 100%. And we're definitely going to see what type of manager he is tomorrow. And in the past, when presented with this situation, he hasn't necessarily been that guy. Wheeler having only 100 wins is such a testament to this era. Yeah, it is. This team lives and dies by the home run. How far does that actually take you? Listen, Dave, when you're getting the pitching that we got tonight, when you got the backing of the pitching, which obviously in the playoffs, when you're down to a 4-man rotation and you got Nola, Wheeler going 1 and 2, could take us pretty deep. Now, is it going to take us all the way? Now, we've seen with our own eyes, no. They got to start mixing in some small ball. And yeah, tonight, again, it was the long ball, but Sosa wasn't. And it was aggressive base running. And it was a double stretch into a triple and sending the runner and trying to score him. Max Fried wasn't, it wasn't Vince Velasquez that Wheeler was up against, all right? Max Fried's a good pitcher. Very good pitcher. Phillies took what Max Fried gave them. That's what I'm taking from this game. They took what Max Fried gave them. And with that, if that was a home run, so be it. If that was a double stretch into a triple, so be it. If that was a Michael Harris magic catch away from being 4-0, so be it. So I get what you're saying, and I agree with you. But you also got to look at it from the other side of that coin, too. Maybe the Phillies took exactly what Max Fried gave them. Wait for your player Tuesday. Wait for your player Tuesday. Is that like something about buying you a hamburger today, next Wednesday? Like, remember Wimpy from Popeye? Is that what you're doing? Is that what you're doing? Go home Monday, then talks to the player. Dude, man, Star Wars, dude, sometimes, man, you go down roads that I can't follow, man, because I got no idea what you're talking about. Hayes starting for 2 for 2 today was nice hitting, and he little snake bit in there. Rob Thompson and Nick Sirianni are nude at their stuff. Can anybody understand what he's saying? Does somebody want to crack the code here? Oh man, it's about being real. who, me or you? Because brother, I don't know how much more realer I can get. I don't care about what year we lose or we have lost. It's the same shit, different toilet. Yeah, I 100% agree. But we deserve taxes and death, fam. No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we deserve to be the best because we are the best. We're the best sports fans in the world. We're the most passionate, the most loyal, the most confused, the most deluded, the most insane. We're all those things. I would not want to be anywhere else but here when it comes to sports. The other side of being a Philadelphia sports fan is when that moment does happen. 2008, 2017. Of how much sweeter that juice is. But I would just like one time to taste the fountain twice in a row. Because I guarantee you that juice will be pretty damn sweet too. Or 3 out of 4. Or 4 out of 5. I'm having a problem thinking that that's not going to be pretty damn good too. That was the problem, having to hear it from Yankees fans, Orioles fans, Celtics fans, Devils fans, Giants fans. It was a ridiculous era. Again, man, the younger crowd just don't know, Steve. They don't know what it was like. They don't know what it was like, man. In Philadelphia, in this city, when I was about, 19? What was it, like 1991, 2-ish? Remember the starter jacket craze? Remember that? I couldn't find an Eagles one. In Modell's, I couldn't find one. I couldn't find one in, what was before Modell's? What was the one before Modell's? The one up Roosevelt Mall. Before it was Modell's, it was something else. I couldn't find one there. Couldn't find one in the Spectrum store at the Roosevelt Mall. Man, I couldn't find Eagles stuff. It's bad, man. We have Wheeler, Nola, Ranger, Suarez in 7-game series. I'm rolling out that against anybody. Yeah. Listen, Ranger, I don't know, man. Ranger is the wild card there. If we can get first half Ranger, yeah, but I don't want this Ranger. No, I don't. Because this Ranger is a bullpen game. This Ranger is a potential Taijuan Walker appearance. I don't know, man. I need more from Ranger. I do. I need more from him. All right, let's head back. You guys are killing me with this, but I love it. Let's go to the Broad Street Bottom Line. All right, your Broad Street Bottom Line on the program tonight is brought to you by the great folks over here at Philly Sports Trips. Don't forget, Birds take over at MetLife Stadium October 20th. It's going to be a special trip up to the Meadowlands in North Jersey. EOP is going to have their own bus. That's right. All the EOP personalities, minus this one, I will not be there. But the majority of them, or some of them, or I know at least 2 of them, will be on this trip. And if you go ahead and navigate over to the not EOP, but Philly Sports Trip website, and you go to sign up for it, there's somewhere, I guess, down there on the bottom of the application form where special notes or whatever, you can click something and request to be on the EOP bus. I don't know what that would be like. I've never been in the same room with these people all at one time, let alone trapped on a bus heading to North Jersey with the likes of Pat, Al, Mike. Who are the 2 old guys from the Muppets that make fun of people in the balcony? Oh, that's Chet and Bill. I've never been with them on a bus. Trying to think of Dives, those cats. I've never been trapped on a bus. I kind of think of the movie Speed, but a lot stupider and drunk. I guess to maybe kind of paint the picture there. But yeah, if you're into that and you want to meet and get inside the brain that makes Big Al tick and chew his ear off for 4 hours, the 2-hour trip up and back, he'll let you do it. But don't forget, once you unlock Pandora's box, there's no way to put Pinhead back. All right? So be advised if that's what you're planning on doing. Because, yeah, don't forget, you're trapped on a bus with the likes of Pat Bernard and Mike Lauro and Al. That's it. Keanu Reeves is the only one who can save the day. So I don't know what that's going to be like. But if you're into that, no, I'm just kidding. Head over there. Listen, it would be great. I wish I could go, but I cannot. I have a hockey engagement that I cannot get out of. And, I make fun of you day jobbers, right, that have day jobs. But my job is so goddamn inconsistent and so damn time consuming that, between baseball, which is, I'm still doing baseball right now. I'm actually involved in a Cal Ripken thing this weekend, doing baseball. And then next week I start hockey. Or actually, last weekend I was doing hockey. I was in Brooklyn doing hockey. And then going back and forth at that transitional time of the year. So, I make fun of you day job people, but sometimes I wish I had that again, But no, I can't. My Octobers are pretty booked up. And by the way, I'm married now. And I just can't do whatever I want to do now without asking permission. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm a grown-ass man, been to combat 6 times. 90-plus months spent in life or death struggle. 30 years in the Army. And I got to ask permission to stay out late. Ask permission to not go to bed at a certain time. I got a friggin' bedtime, guys. I have a bedtime. Me. And I got to ask permission from this crazy woman to sit up later than 11:30. Like I'm some sort of child. It's amazing, man. You should be a fly on the wall of MattyB's house. I don't know, man. But anyway, where were we? Yes, the Broad Street bottom line. Very simply put, I said it in the program or during the broadcast or during this show. If you weren't ever a baseball fan or if you have never seen a baseball game and tonight was the first time somebody plops you down in front of a television set and as you stare at a TV and you saw a baseball game, these are what cements fans. These are what brings fans to the game. You got a glimpse of October baseball on the last day of August. And right now the Phillies took full advantage of that. Using that 10th man, so to speak, at Citizen Bank Park as rolling a wave to victory. And everybody said, oh, it's fake. It's not real. The fans, the way they interact or the way they respond down at the bank during playoff. The only thing tonight was missing was the damn red rally towels. That was the only thing missing. Right? And a bat spike or an inside the park home run. That was the only thing missing. But that was definitely the 10th man tonight. That energy, that just electricity. And that is why baseball is amazing. And once you get to the end of the 162 marathon and that little 1 month window of October, and you're lucky enough to be there, ain't nothing like it. And that is why playoff baseball is the best, in my opinion. Of all the major sports, it's there for me. And tonight was a good reason why, a good appetizer, if you will, of what makes playoff baseball great. So there you go. There's my Broad Street bottom line. Now I'm like chunking through this show, man. Like it's taking me forever. Let's go around the bases. All right, we're going to go around the bases on the Saturday night games that are still ongoing. It's 5-4 Brewers over the Reds in the bottom of the ninth. It is 5-5 Orioles and Rockies in the bottom of the seventh. Out there in the desert is 6-6 Dodgers Diamondbacks in the top of the eighth. In the top of the sixth, 2-1 Marlins over the Giants. Top of the fourth, it is 2-1 Mariners over the Angels. Games that have gone final, the Cardinals 6-5 winners over the Yankees. The Cubs 5-3 winners over the Nationals. The Rays 11-4 winners over the Padres. The Tigers 2-1 winners over the Red Sox. Guardians lost 3-0 to the Pirates. It was 3-2 Rangers versus the A's. 5-2 Astros Royals. 5-3 Mets beat the White Sox today, so we didn't get any ground up on the Mets, and it was 15-0, baby. The two touchdowns in what is it? What would it be? It'd be a touchdown, a missed field goal, a touchdown, a 2-point conversion for the Blue Jays there against the Twins. And one last bit of news. As I said, these are the games that are ongoing. There's one game I definitely want you to 2-1 Mariners Angels, not necessarily for that game, but for the game last night, for those of you who were aware of this, but out there in the Big A in Anaheim, where the Mariners beat the Angels 9-5 last night, Samuel Algaruri, that's right, the Samuel Algaruri, the pitcher the Phillies sent to the Anaheim Angels this past trade deadline for Carlos Estevez, got the start, man. He got the start for the Angels last night. And he was donning the Italian bandana underneath his hat. He's the first player in Major League Baseball history to start a game, starting pitcher, to start, who was born and raised in Italy. And he started for the Angels last night. Amazing story. Got lit up in the first inning, gave up 4 earned runs to the Mariners. I think he lasted 4. But as I was looking at the way this game was kind of shaping up, he had Algaruri pitching, Logan O'Hoppy's catching, and Mickey Moniak's playing center field. That was your up-the-middle lineup for the Anaheim Angels last night, or the Los Angeles, whatever the hell they call themselves. So the Philly cast-offs are making their presence felt in Los Angeles as Samuel Algaruri, the former Double-A pitching, and it really had a great season. He's, I think, the number 8 pitching prospect currently in the Angels system right now. But now he's starting. Got the opportunity to start. And his battery mate was Logan O'Hoppy, who I still think that was one of the worst trades we ever did. And then Mickey Moniak is playing center field. Not that I have pining for Mickey Moniak or wanting him back, but I sure as hell would like the other 2 back. Oh, yeah. But that was cool if any of you checked that out last night. So congratulations to the young man for getting the start for the Angels. Sometimes we think we are a little bit more knowledgeable than we really are. Yeah. Is that a general statement, Steve, or just sort of about tonight? The catch by it was all-timer, Dave, an all-timer. The ball that dropped in between 3 and 4. Yeah, that was pretty fun. That's happened a few times this year to the Phillies. And the Phillies were actually victimized. They've done it a couple times. Who's pitching in the Blue Jays series? Geez, let's take a look at that. If you want to go that far out, I will. The Blue Jays series starts on Tuesday. And right now, you got undecided versus Chris Bassett. So the Phillies have not named the starter for the game on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, it would be Sanchez and Francis. So I would imagine Tuesday would be what? Isn't that Walker's schedule start? So we already know it ain't Walker. So maybe one of the, don't forget, September call-ups are official tomorrow, but it's not like it used to be, right? We're not going from 25 to 40. No, we're going from 26 to 28. They get to call up 2 players. That's what the new call-up is. It's, don't get mad at me. That's the new rules. But who are those players going to be? We'll wait and see. That's tomorrow, September 1st. So we'll see who get to come up. Who gets to come up. And it wasn't just that we lost in the 80s and 90s. We would get jacked off right before. Jeez, Steve. This is what well needed. It was, Linda. I really thought Nick Fanti was going to be the first one from Italy. Angels still stink. Yeah, and old Sammy got knocked around last night a little bit. Everything was kind of up. It might have been nerves, but he's got a lot of velocity. I watched him a little bit in Double-A. I watched him once down in Lakewood, Jersey Shore. Sorry. If his velocity is good, but he was way up in the zone, and it might have been he was probably pitching on sheer adrenaline and maybe nerves. He settled down a little bit in the second, third inning, but they were catching up to him, and they were making him pay. So, but I think he definitely has a future. I'm not necessarily know if that future is today, but I think he does have a future. As long as Walker ain't out there. Yeah, he won't be, hopefully. Blue Jays always make me think of Verlander 5-5 game that kind of revised their season. Yeah, it did. It did. I do remember that. All right, everybody. Let's remind everybody. I got to do some more of this stuff. I haven't done any of it. Where am I here? Oh, geez. Don't forget, for all your legal issues, for your workman's compensation, motor vehicle accident, personal injury, or criminal law, give Dave Cherry a call at 610-565-0300. Do his very best for you. And if you weren't at the game tonight, what other better place for you to have been was at Dolan's. And don't forget, you still have a chance tomorrow because we're back at it tomorrow night, the ESPN game. So head on down to Dolan's, 24 East Sellers at Ridley Park for Quizzo music, great times, and memorabilia giveaways. Give PJ and the gang a howdy do for me and everybody here at the Phightins Final. And the There's real no excuse for this. You saw a playoff vibe game. You had an opportunity if you were at that game. Jordan was there. You had an opportunity to enjoy some playoff baseball in late August. Now you have an opportunity to go enjoy some playoff baseball in early September. Head over to Sherry's Tickets. What you see is what you pay. Save an additional 10% with the promo code EOP10. Get your tickets for tomorrow's game. Get out there. Support the Phillies. Let's get that third win. Let's get that 7-game lead in the NL East. And let's help put the Braves down like the dogs they are. So, one last final check at the comments, and then I got to go. And I have no idea where I'm at in this. Again, we need a highlighter tool. Sammy A is legit Major League, no doubt. He is. And again, mortgaging that for Estevez, whatever you say his name. He's a free agent at the end of the year. He's a UFA at the end of the season. I don't know if they re-sign him. I don't know what you do there, but it does hurt my heart a little bit that you gave up on a player who, as I said, is not going to come out tomorrow or last night and pitch 9 scoreless, scattering 8 strikeouts along the way. He's not going to do that, but he will here very soon. And you mortgage the future. You already mortgaged the future with the same team when it came to your catcher. Logan O'Hoppe is the real deal, too. He's kind of fallen off a cliff a little bit in the second half, but he's the real deal as a catcher. And we need one of those here soon. And now you might have done the same thing with the starting pitcher. And look no further than the Los Angeles Angels, because they seem to be the beneficiaries of all of our cast-offs. So if the Angels turn the corner, and it's Mickey Moniak and Logan O'Hoppe leading the way, you heard it here first. If you give Cherry a crew cut and a goatee, you get Al Z. Ugh. Steve, I don't know what is more disturbing, that image or the fact that you thought of that image. I don't know, man. And Justin Crawford being up would be awesome. Not for him. He needs the at-bats. Yeah, I don't think that's wise right now. Give Justin Crawford the final part of this season. Focus on Justin Crawford in February, in March, in Clearwater. He needs to be focused on. Miller needs to come to camp next year. Mick friggin' Abel needs to come to camp next year. Because I don't know if I want year number 6 of minor league seasons for the first round draft pick in 2020. We need to see what we got from Mick Abel now. So he needs to get a serious look at camp next year. But Crawford, Miller, obviously it's going to be interesting to see where Painter's at heading into camp. But all that's a little bit more down the line, but I agree. I don't think Justin Crawford should come up. I think leaving him where he's at for the remainder of the season would benefit him the best. But 3-0 Phillies win. That's going to do me up tonight. Don't forget, here on the Phightins Final, you're going to get me again tomorrow night. That's right after the ESPN game. That's again around the same time tomorrow night. I'll be coming on and taking you hopefully through a 3 out of 4 series victory for the Phillies. It's always a pleasure to be here. It's always a pleasure to talk to everybody. Thank you for the interaction. And I wish you guys a great rest of your Saturday night. I do hope Crawford in the fall and winter leagues will be, yeah. I do hope you're enjoying your Labor Day, and I hope you continue to enjoy your Labor Day weekend. Until we talk again tomorrow, go Phils. And where is it? Damn it. I'll see you guys later.